very informal, trust me, very informal. My name is Shelley Park. I am the family engagement counselor. And so basically what I do for parents, and if you're hot, do you want me to open one of these doors?
Oh, no, it's a hot flash.
That's all right. Let me tell you, I've gone through menopause like 3 times, I think. And now I get cold and I get hot.
Right.
There's only so much you can take off when you get hot though, you know. So I know you're down here visiting with your students, and I'm going to give you a little bit of information for a parent that as a parent would want to know. And then I'll give you a little bit of information about financial aid, because I deal a lot with receiving the FAFSA information, seeing if your student has the financial eligibility. Okay? And interrupt me at any time if you have any questions. That's my dog, Tucker.
Oh.
I don't have any grandkids yet.
Is that a collie?
Huh?
Is that a collie?
No, it's a golden retriever.
Oh,
Yeah, he sheds hair everywhere, so when I was looking for the breed, I thought, well, he looks real cute and everything, and
That's
he
smart.
shed like a crazy. But anyway, let me go over, and anytime you have any questions, just feel free to interrupt. No, this is very informal. Office of First Year Initiatives. Did you go by that office on your tour? No? Well, let me tell you, that's the best resource for a parent is this office. And what this office does is, as a freshman, your student, they're going to be very intrusive into what's going on with them. You know, they're kind of like the ears and the eyes of the parent because you're not here. But not to the point where they just, you know, are following around. They don't do any of that. But if you have a question as a parent and you don't understand something that your son or daughter is doing or why, then you can call that office and they will tell you and explain to you what's going on. They're not going to share test scores or anything like that, but they are going to tell you, okay, this is what's going on and this is why they have to do it. Sometimes our students will not call this office or go see them if they need tutoring and stuff like that, help like that. They'll call you and say, I'm having a problem in math. What do I do? And that's when you're going to refer them to this office. And you can call them too and say, you know, my child is having a lot of problems, you know, in math. What can I do to help them? Or is there help for them? There is tutoring. They can go for that. But sometimes our, students don't want to go ask for help. Hi, oh, come on in. The next office is public safety. Nobody wants to send their child to a school that is not safe. And Berea has around 500 cameras all over campus here. The visual supervision of what's going on all over campus is, very intense. So they are looking at all the buildings and entrances. To go into a resident hall, you have to have a certain key or card. If you don't have that card, you can't get into the resident hall. So, they're very cautious about who can come into where you live. Some of the same things with the buildings. Did you go by the new science building? Okay, they know, it's, technology is a great thing. So they know if your student is supposed to be in that building or not, if they have classes. And so after a time period in the afternoon, if they don't have class in that building, it's locked down and people can't get into that. So that's just to make sure that people are not in there that don't have any business being in there, that don't belong. Also, when a student comes here, they're given, they put on their phone an app, and that app is going to alert them if something happens on campus, if there's something that they need to be aware of. So, anything like that, you can also get this app too as a parent. Okay? Any questions on public safety? Oh, if your students, I know you're from Alabama, so you're from out of state. Let's say your student got sick in the middle of the night and you're sitting there worried, well, how are they going to get to the doctor? How would they get to somewhere that they need help? Public safety will take them to, we have a hospital here in Berea, so you don't have to worry, and then they would coordinate that with the resident hall director. If they needed to go to Lexington, where there are bigger hospitals at, someone from here would transfer them. So you don't need to worry about, well, how would they get somewhere if they were sick? Counseling services. If you think your student, well, we might think our student needs counseling, they may not think, but if your student needs any kind of counseling services, professional or any kind of personal counseling, there are full-time counselors on duty here, and they just have to go and ask for the counseling. There's no charge to it. They can go in and they do an assessment, and then they will set them up on counseling sessions. So I think sometimes students think, well, I can't handle it all, the anxiety of school, everything is just coming down, and maybe they just do need somebody to talk to sometimes. So know that that's here and that's available. Health and dental services.
We have a question right here.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Who's the counseling services, help with time management and things like that too, or is it just like with?
It's more of counseling for anxiety and that type of thing, but there's also help, and that's where you go with the Office of First Year Initiatives
Okay,
for the time management.
So with time management, because I know that leads to the anxiety and all
Yes.
that. So they would first need to be referred to Office of First Year Initiatives and somebody.
No, I would go first to counseling, okay, because they're anxious, or they have anxiety. And some students are like, some kids, you don't have to tell them what to do because they're hard enough on themselves, and they're over anxious. I would go to counseling first, and then counseling would probably work with First Year Initiatives and maybe some other offices on campus too, to help with the time management. Yeah. That's a big one really on college campus, because I will tell you something that I think you need to do. I've been in college, I've been working at a university and a college for many years. Does your student use a calendar, a planner?
She has it on her computer, but she doesn't see it.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, I'm old school about this on some things. I know people put stuff on their phones, I get that. But I think every college student should have to carry a planner with them. Because when they're in class and that instructor says, okay, on Wednesday the 15th, this is due, they keep that planner and they go in and they write that in there. So, I would encourage them, even now while still in high school, to take a planner with them and write it down. And again, I get that they put it all on the phone and everything, but it is so much easier sometimes for them to be able to visualize it on paper, and say, okay, yeah, teacher told me I needed to do this, or I need to get ready for this. Sometimes they don't remember to put that in their phone. And what if you lose your phone then, or something? So that's just as a college administrator, I always encourage students to have a planner with them every day they went. And Berea offers, hold on a minute, I'm going to show you what Berea.
I love paper. Y'all, I'm gonna